finally, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Yay, we made it to our second video. I'm super excited and thank you all from the bottom of my heart for subscribing to my channel, and who haven't already subscribed to my channel, do subscribe to my channel. It will mean a lot to me. And in this video, I'm going to show you people an in-depth or a full foundation routine, a step-by-step to achieve a perfect base for your face. Don't forget to like this video, share this video and subscribe to my channel. And if you want to socialize with me beyond this YouTube, then go check it out. Check out my page, Instagram handle. It's @Poulami_Mimi. I'm there in Instagram, super active. I keep on doing stuff or the other in my Instagram handle. And see you there in my Instagram. And without any further blabbering, I'll straight jump into the video. So let's get started. When it comes to apply foundation, there are certain key rules or thumb rules that we are gonna keep into our mind so that we never go wrong. Now we are going to start step by step. So the first step is prepping our face. Now to prep our face, what does it actually mean? It actually means to prepare our face before we are going to put any kind of other ingredients onto our face. Now, the first step of prepping is to make our face a clean canvas. And by clean canvas, how can we achieve a clean canvas? We can achieve a clean canvas by washing our face with the mild face wash or using a cleansing wipe. This in turn has two benefits. Number one is it will make our skin free from any kind of dirt, pollution, oil and impurities. And washing our face with a cold and gentle face wash or a cleansing wipe lowers down the temperature of our face, and which in turn holds the makeup for a longer time and doesn't allow it to melt down. Irrespective of any kind of skin you have, moisturizing is a key step. Choose your moisturizer wisely depending upon the skin texture you have. Like for oily people, choose a moisturizer that suits the oily skin. For dry skin type friends out there, you choose a moisturizer that suits your skin type, and the combination of people do likewise. But if you are a fan of a matte foundation, then I tell you girl, moisturizer is going to make your game a bang on. And if you're gonna have a hydrated and plump skin, your foundation is gonna glide like butter. Today, I am going to use my holy grail and epic moisturizer I have ever come into. This is my Clinique Moisture Surge moisturizer. You can see how much I have already used it. It is good for any type of skin out there, anyone, sensitive, oily, dry, combinational, any type of skin, people can use it and give it a try and you will never regret it. So I'm going to use this moisturizer. I always use this moisturizer before starting any makeup. I'm going to take a little on my palm and rub it onto my hands like this, and then I'm going to apply my moisturizer on a patting motion. Never ever pull or drag your skin while applying a moisturizer. You should never do it. It's a big no-no. We're going to let it sit for a while before we head on to the next step, so that our skin gets a good amount of time to absorb this moisturizer, and then we will be ready to head on to the next step. Now, when my skin has already absorbed the moisturizer and it's ready for the next step, we are going to head to the next step. And so for the next step, we are going to talk about primers. So what does actually primers do? The primers basically create a base for our foundation. In other terms, we can say a primer is a foundation for the foundation that we are going to apply, if it makes a sense. Yeah. So there are tons of primers available in the market. Primers basically, what does the primer basically do is it evens out your skin's texture. Not everyone out there has an even skin texture. If you have, then you are actually lucky. Some people have pore problems, some people have other problems. So you choose according to your problem from the primers available there in the market. For example, if someone needs an illuminated face, For example, if someone needs an illuminating face, they might choose from illuminating primers which will give their face an illumination from inside without making it oily. If someone has pore problems, generally people have pore problems on these areas of their face. So if you have a pore problem, then go for pore minimizing primers. If your skin is too oily, or if you have a T-zone, that is a combinational skin, then go for a mattifying primers. So choose accordingly what your skin needs. Today I have two kinds of primer. One is this Lakme Absolute Blur Perfect Primer, which many people do like. I also do like this primer, and there is another one which is my MAC Prep and Prime one. So these are the two things which I use alternatively according to what I want to do. So now I'm going to take my Lakme Absolute Blur Perfect Makeup Primer onto my hands like this, and then I'm going to rub it and press it, because I have tiny pores on this area, and so if you fight with pore problem, you're gonna press the primer. And when you're talking about the primer, less goes a long way. Never ever apply too much of primer, because this is primer, this is not your moisturizer. So now when I'm done with prepping and priming my face, I'll head on to concealers. Wait, there is one thing more, that is correcting our face before concealing it. What does a corrector and a concealer actually do? A corrector actually corrects even out our skin pigmentation. Like if someone has a heavy dark pigmentation around their eyes, that is a dark heavy under eye circles, or pigmentation around the nose or around the lips, or acne scar, they are going to correct those pigmentation using a corrector. A corrector is basically correcting or cancelling out the skin color, the pigmentation that you have around your eyes or nose or lips, using a color which is complementary to the color you have done with prepping and priming our face. And here comes our concealing and correcting. Wait, it's correcting and then concealing. So correcting comes into play when we have very dense pigmentation on our skin. Pigmentation issues like heavy under eye circles, pigmentation around our nose or lips or any other part of our face. But if you have a very clear skin, or if you have light pigmentation which can be easily be covered through concealers, then we can easily skip that step, and then you have some extra bonus point. It really means cancelling out the pigmentation we have on our face. Now how to cancel this pigmentation? To cancel this pigmentation, what we basically do is to choose a color which is just opposite to the color of our pigmentation in the color wheel. Now, for example, if we have heavy under eye circles, we are going to choose an orange color corrector, because orange cancels out something that is blue or grey undertone. And if you notice properly, you will find that our dark circles are generally blue or grey undertone. Now for acne scars or pimples, they are generally red or pink depending upon the skin color you have, or depending upon the tone of skin you have. And to cancel out those acne scars, we use a green color corrector, and thus it goes. Now it is a very long topic, and it is actually going to take another video, and I will surely make another video about that. So I'm not going to talk in details about those correcting and concealing in this video in a detailed manner. Now when we are done with correcting our face, today I'm not going to correct my face because I do not have that much of pigmentation around my face. So I'm directly going to jump on to concealing my face. To conceal my face, I use Maybelline Age Rewind Eraser Dark Circle. This is now when I'm done with applying the concealer and I'm looking like a tribal lady, I will go ahead and blend this concealer. To blend this concealer, we have three things. a brush. You can easily use a brush. I'm using a pack brush to blend my concealer, or a beauty blender like this. In this area you can easily blend it. And then obviously your beauty blender has got to be a damp beauty blender. You cannot use a dry beauty blender, or else your fingers. Your fingers are your best. Today I'm going to blend my concealer with my fingers and my pack brush. So let's start. One thing to keep in mind that you never ever should do a blending motion while blending a concealer, because the concealer is something you should always dab, because we do not want a concealer to move and spread all over our face. We want it to settle onto our skin, onto the pigmentation which we have. So I'm going to leave it like this. Now when we are done with blending our concealer, we will finally head on to the foundation. To talk about foundation, there are tons of foundation available in the market. Some are matte foundation, some are dew foundation, some are other. So you choose according to what you want to choose, and then you take the foundation. Today I am going to be playing with two foundation because I love mixing my foundation. I don't know why, but I love mixing my foundation. So today I am going to play with my L'Oreal True Match foundation, and then it's another L'Oreal Infallible 24-hour foundation. These two foundations are my go-to foundation. They have never dropped me or let me down. This is a bit matte foundation, which is sometimes I feel like this is too matte, and sometimes I feel too dewy. So I mix it like this. So I'm going to take half a pump of this, the back of my finger. One thing, do not forget to shake your foundation. Half a pump of this and one pump of this, half a pump of this. Yeah. So you can see a tiny amount of foundation is in my hand, and I'm going to apply this all over my face using my fingers, because I love applying foundation with my fingers. And then I do blend it with my blending brush. So I'm going to mix it and apply it all over my face. Now when it comes to applying foundation, what I generally do is leave the areas which I've already concealed, and thus I start from here and I drag it outward. Do not forget to apply on your neck. I basically do not touch the areas which I've already concealed. Now I'll start blending my foundation on my skin with a blending brush. This is a flat blending brush. Now there are two ways how we can blend our foundation onto our skin. The first motion is a buffing motion, and second one is a blending motion. Now to buff on the foundation is we do like this, and to blend it out we do like this. When we want a very high coverage, we generally do blend our foundation like this, because we don't want it to move around, and when we want a sheer and a very skin-like finish, we're gonna blend it like this.
So what I generally do is first I pat it in a buffing motion, and then I go ahead and then I blend it in a circular motion. And I pull it towards my hairline so that nothing looks mixed, so nothing looks sticky. It doesn't look a different skin around my hairline and a different skin around my face and mouth. My hair is disturbing me. Please don't.
And now with whatever I have left in my brush, I am going to go over my concealed areas so that it gives a even tone all over my face. Apply your foundation with a very light hand. Do not do any Let the brush do all the trick.
Yeah. Do not forget your yellow honey.
And now we are finally done with blending the foundation properly into our skin, but one or two steps are still left. And now when we are finally done with blending the foundation in your skin, and when it's properly blend out and we have achieved that glow or the proper finish that we want. And now when we have finally blended in the concealer and the foundation, the next step is to set the concealed areas, because if we do not set our concealed areas, it's going to crease and you are going to look very ugly. So to set our concealer in place, I'm going to use a compact powder from Lakme. You're going to use any loose powder you want. There are several loose powders available in the market, like the Loreal or the Maybelline or NYX, anything, or Revolution banana powder, anything you like. I'm going to take it onto the sponge like this, and I'm going to dab it on the areas where I have concealed. And the creases that have already come up over on my eyelids, I'm going to blend them with my finger like this, so that I do not end up putting powder on my creases and make them look even more cakey. Yeah, and this is how you're going to achieve that perfect creaseless concealed eyes. And now when we are finally done with setting our face with a compact powder, we are going to set our face with spray. This is a L'Oreal Infallible makeup extender setting spray. This helps you to hold your makeup on your face for a longer time, and you can always use this MAC Prep+Prime+Fix. And now I'm going to use this MAC spray. Before that, I'm going to give it a good shake, and then I'm going to twist it and spray all over my face
from 12 inches away. I love this smell. I'm going to fan it out and let it dry, let it set onto my face, and I do not open my eyes while setting, because I do not want an crease. I hate creases.
And now my base is completely done. My makeup setting spray has also set into my skin, and now I'll just quickly go behind the camera and do my lips and a little bit of bronzing and contouring, and then I come back. I'm back after applying my lipstick and a little bit of bronzer on my face and a highlighter. So this is how my makeup turned out to be, and this is what I try to follow when I do my own makeup. Now to conclude this video, I want to say that I hope you will learn something from this makeup, because it was a very detailed, I know this is a bit long video, but it was very detailed and I cannot cut a bit of it, because every single step was very important. Now to add on to that, I want to say that makeup is all about playing. You play with whatever you have at your home. You do whatever your skin wants from you. You do whatever you want on a day-to-day basis. Do not do anything I say, or just do experiment on yourself. See what you feel like, see what goes good with you, and thus keep on playing and keep on watching my videos. And don't forget to comment, like and share this video and subscribe to my channel. I love you all. Bye.